Next on P.O.V. In the last 25 years, the U.S. underwent the greatest prison building boom in history. But at what cost to the communities around them?
I don't think anybody thought they would come in here and take over like they have.
See what happens when a prison comes to your town. Prison Town, USA, only on P.O.V. Stay tuned following this program to hear from the filmmakers and to find out how you can share your point of view. Major funding for P.O.V. has been provided by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, the National Endowment for the Arts, which believes that a great nation deserves great art, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
This was Lassen Dairy. It used to be our ranch when I was a kid. The cows would come in and they would go to stanchions on both sides where they'd be milked. And then, one stainless steel bucket at a time, my father would carry them up these stairs to here and dump them into a tank that's set up here. And then everything was gravity fed from here down into the processing plant that is now just a matter of ruins. I'm a third generation Lassen County milkman, and I want to continue to be a milkman. If I pass on and I don't pass this business on to somebody else, it's the demise of this way of life.
It's a changed world. People don't see it unless you grew up in it, you know. They come here and, oh, it's a pretty little town. I don't think people realize the farms are disappearing.
The Susanville area has been very accepting of the Department of Corrections. They have opened their arms to us.
The state decided they were going to build a prison here, and no matter what the people probably wanted, they were going to build it anyway.
I don't think anybody thought they would come in here and take over like they have.
I don't think people are like, when I grow up, I want to be a prison guard. I think it's just one of those things where people wind up in a situation, usually where it's like they need the money and they need the benefits.
In a perfect world, I would love to do without the prison. I would. But in reality, there is no way that our economy could support itself.
You just sort of accept that this is a prison town, but there's no sense of pride about it.
If we can get through a day without an incident, it's a very good day. But that's not usually the case. We average right around institution-wide a little over 500 reportable incidents a year. Facility C and Facility D are general population housing units for level 4 maximum security inmates. Most of these inmates, unfortunately, are violent. A lot of home invasion, murder, kidnap, So our staff here are even more on their toes than anywhere else. They're generally younger. They like the fact that they have a lot of work to do, and it stays very, very busy. Everybody's got their game face on regularly, and they need to.
I'm from Los Angeles. I got here in '97. I got life, I got 16 to life. Well, prison, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you know imagine about prison. Prison is it's hard to be in prison, especially if you're doing life. But if you're smart, you just do your time and that's it.
This is receiving and release, High Desert State Prison. Inmates from 9 northern counties and from other counties as we need them are actually brought here and processed initially.
What's your last name?
G-R-A-Y.
First name?
Stephen.
And then they're either transferred to the appropriate institution or they're retained here.
I'm a level 1. I know these yards here, other than the E-yard, I don't want to do no time on none of them.
You know, we have our share of fights and problems on the yard, but it can be stressful, but you just deal with it, take what comes day to day and move on.
These cops get to where they know that group of inmates never hangs out there. Those two guys are never together. Those two guys hate each other. That guy owes that guy $500 in football bets. They know.
Everybody. Fellas, hey. It's a little bit of a culture shock for everybody that starts here, but you just become accustomed to it. There's times you dread getting up in the morning and dragging yourself in here, just knowing what you're going to face. But you just put one foot out of bed at a time and get up every morning and keep coming, looking for the big picture, which is making it through here safe and retiring someday.
We're at Crossroads Ministries in Susanville, California. We serve lunch every day, Monday through Friday. We have inmates that have just gotten out of prison, families of inmates, and we have a lot of women that come up here wanting to be closer.
My name is Jennifer, and I'm here in Susanville because my husband got incarcerated. We were traveling through, going up to Carson City, Nevada to check about a job, and we didn't have any food or any money or anything. We were just traveling, and we stopped at the grocery store, and he stole $40 worth of groceries, and he got arrested for commercial burglary, and he got 16 months in prison.
Daddy!
My kids got taken away from me by social services because I didn't have a place to live, and I came here to Crossroads Ministries, and they provided me with shelter. So they allowed me to have my kids back.
I'm just afraid that
I'm just going to fall apart without him here, that I'm not going to be able to find housing, or the kids are going to get taken away, or that I'm just not going to be able to take his spot while he's gone.
Yay!
To me and Corey from my dad. Hang in there, boys. Daddy will be home soon. Hey, boys, I hope you guys have a lot of fun this Easter. Daddy loves you and misses you. Hug and kiss your mom for me.
Okay, we have a couple mills in town, totaling, I guess, a little over 200 employees who will be losing their positions, and hopefully we can get some of them jobs.
We have 16 different jobs for which applications can be sent in. There are a lot of people who did not have paid jobs doing some of the things that we're looking for, but you might have done it around your house. You might be a backyard mechanic. You might be someone who does all of your own painting. You do your own car repair. You can still write it up as other work experience or work done at home.
Just be persistent, okay? This isn't easy, and it's nerve-wracking, and if you just have a little bit of patience in filling out these applications, okay? All right, good, thanks.
There's not much. That's the bad thing. At one time, we had 3 industries here. It was the Forest Service, the mill, and the prison. Now the mill is down, and the Forest Service, if you read in the paper lately, they're laying a bunch of people out. They're going to go contracting. It's cheaper for them. So actually, there's not much left in Susanville unless you work at the prison. That's it.
The big yellow piece of machinery you see right there, that's a Laterno. That's what got the logs off the trucks, put them in the log decks. We had a crane. This was the top money maker of Susanville besides the prisons. This is the only job that really paid money and had benefits. I enjoyed working in the lumber industry and being in a big mill. My family's been in it. My dad worked in sawmills for quite a bit of his life. My uncles. All of us has went through a big change since this place is shut down. And for me, I've been in the lumber industry for almost 20 years, and it's hard for me to go find something else. You know, the prison's the thing to do, I guess. I do got a lot riding on going through this academy. It's going to make me or break me, So I got to get my priorities straight and do what I got to do to get through it.
Robert, did you want these left on the pallet or you want to pull them off? Off? We're getting ready to load the trucks for the prison Friday load. That's our biggest load typically. The prison is basically 25 to 30% of our total business. You want all these off, Gabe? The opportunities for jobs in Susanville are really limited, and Morning Glory just by default has become one of the largest employers, in the county. They're still providing a decent living wage besides the prison.
I've been working here about a year. It's been great. Got my Class A license, so I'm licensed to drive these big trucks, and Mike paid for that, the boss. It's been real good, making real good wages for up here.
Gabe is one of our good guys. He's a real hard worker. He's very smart. He can do all the things that need doing down here, and now he's leaving to go to work for the prison. And he's going to start in the academy. He's going to be a correctional officer.
I hate to leave this place. I mean, Mike, the boss here, he's been real good to me, and it's been like family around here. It's it's a good place to work, but I hear about what the guards are making out there. I mean, and you see them driving around in their trucks. They're like Cadillacs. They get them all lifted, big old tires. They're pulling ski boats, jet skis, motorcycles. They got all kinds of toys and money to blow, and compared to anything else around here anymore. I mean, the mill's just shut down. The logging industry isn't what it used to be. It's what this town thrived off of for a long time. The only thing left's the prison.
The prison changes people.
They do get attitudes out there.
Oh, yeah, they do.
When you first start out there, it's a pretty eerie feeling. You walk through there and you hear those gates close behind you, and you're there. I mean, you're there. You're not leaving. My brother told me when I first started out there, After a few weeks, I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. He said, hey, it's a job like anything else. Just do it. Don't worry about it.
When you work out there and you know that you're the one that has the power out there and you're the one that's got all the gear on and, you know, pretty much you're going to do what I'm going to tell you what to do. And that's just the way they are. They got that little chip on their shoulder.
I think it's hard for you to turn off being in a position of authority all the time and coming home and then doing the same thing to your families. And there's a lot of domestic violence.
You know, I can see how when my dad comes home, how he might be agitated by a lot of stuff that goes on at work. It makes things a little bit difficult at times, but you get kind of used to it.
I think the public sees the guards as, you know, so-called knuckle draggers, and they take people back there and beat them down and so forth. You're only getting half the story. I've been with the department for going on 12 years now. It does get violent. You're there with some of the most heinous criminals in the world. You better know what you're doing.
High Desert's a maximum security prison, and most of the guys we house at High Desert aren't getting out of prison ever. It's a hostile environment, and if you're not scared, then there's something wrong with you. Being scared heightens your senses, makes you more aware of your surroundings, so that actually helps you.
We've been injured numerous times, and I'm serious injuries. I've had my left knee reconstructed 4 times. I've lost my right hip. It's been replaced. That's part of the job. That's part of the stress. And you have to learn how to deal with that and not take it home with you.
A lot of the cops out at the prison have a saying, it's called do your 8 and hit the gate. So you do your 8 hours, you walk out the gate and you leave everything there behind you. And that's the best way to deal with it.
Me personally, I put about 10 or 12 rounds in on the heavy bag every day. I'm here 7 days a week. And my wife, you know, we've been together for 18 years, so she knows if I've had a bad day. But I very rarely discuss anything from work with her.
When they ask questions, I'll tell them, you know, what I do and what my job is, but I won't give them the details, you know, keep it kind of vague.
I didn't get like no sleep hardly at all last night. It's like the day before Christmas when you're like thinking of all the things you want and like the things that you're probably gonna get and stuff like that. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's 5:30 right now, and in an hour we can go take him his clothes and hopefully they'll like bring him out and let him start getting dressed and let him leave. Ready to go get your daddy? It's like holding your breath. It's like I just want him to get out so I can breathe. This wild man needs a haircut, and he's waiting for his dad. He missed his first words, and he missed his first walking. So I saved the first haircut for his dad. Missed the first birthday. Huh. Okay. One last look at the lonely house.
I shaved my beard last night, you know, getting ready to go down to the academy. Figure I better clean up so I don't show up all rough looking. And I was making my deliveries today, my last day of work, and hardly anybody recognized me, you know.
So how do you like your hair?
Well, I'm going to the academy, so I'll go ahead and get it short.
I got 3, 2, 1,
With
and
your
0's
one.
bald, so.
I don't want the 0, the
Okay.
1.
So you're going to the academy.
Yeah, Monday morning I Gotta be there at 8 o'clock.
That's cool. So you've worked at the dairy now? You won't be missing that, or?
Well, I'm excited about the change for sure, but it was pretty nice working there, really. I mean...
Do you know, oh, you don't know where you're going, or?
Why, yeah, I'm coming back up to High Desert.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
High Desert is, you know, a lot of people working out there, a lot of things going on, you know, just...
I know there's a guy around the corner from me, he was a CEO, and he was medically retired, you know, because he got hurt in a fight out there.
One customer I have, you know, she went to work and she got pepper spray in her eyes, and that's one bad thing. Should I only be telling you the good things?
No, I want to hear it all.
No, we don't want to gossip too much. But, you know, it can be pretty serious.
Nice way. Hey, Tim. What's up, Scott? Let's get out of here.
Dude, that's so cute.
Where are we going to?
Right, this car. He's all our house. We're going home. Yay. Okay, I gotta get Corey in over here.
All right.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, kiddo.
I can't wait till we go hiking on that hill. I can't wait to go rock climbing with you, show you all the caves.
Yeah, we got all the time in the world now, dude.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Open that one first.
You're the greatest pop.
Popcorn. Because you're the greatest pop.
All right, thanks, sir.
That's how it goes.
Did you make this?
Uh-huh.
This is my dad is special. My dad is special because I love him. Because he is my dad. I can't even read it right now. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Jeremy.
Oh.
Yeah. That means to go.
Time to go.
It's not time to go.
It's time to go. Barbara, kiss bye. I got a lot of experience and I know a lot about sawmills.
He's gonna run off and leave us.
Stay for a little while.
And it's a shame I'm not going to use it no more.
Okay, let's go. Papa's got to hit the road.
I'm kind of worried that if things don't work out, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Got it?
The next 15 weeks is going to decide my future.
When the mill closed down, we struggled quite a bit.
Bye, Paula.
Be careful.
Be careful.
Now, if he makes it through the academy, financially we'll be okay. We'll be where most people our age should be, you know.
Oh, you did? You loaded the car?
Well, I loaded up, you know, what I knew was going on. I think being a prison guard is probably a really tough job. Daniel, want to go outside? Come hold the door for Dad. Having the ability to leave, you know, to leave work at work and come home and be yourself. I mean, I think you probably have to be a different person when you're out there.
I wanted him to do it just because, you know, there wasn't anything else going, you know, with benefits. We really needed something with benefits. I just hope it doesn't jade him in any way and make him more of a bitter type person.
About ready?
Yeah.
Did you bring your pillow or blanket or anything? Or you wasn't going to?
I'm not going out to the prison thinking I'm going to love my job, but it's going to be good for the family, and I think I'll deal with it.
Call me when you get there.
I will.
Okay. Love you.
Like my grandfather, my father before me, I'm the milkman in Susanville. We've been providing this service to the Honey Lake Valley for 86 years. When the prisons were built, we were promised under the good neighbor policy that they would buy as much stuff locally as possible. And for years and years and years, they stuck to that. And now all of a sudden, Prison Industries wants to take away that business. And it's about the last significant business that the prisons do locally.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello, Mike.
How's it going?
Okay, how about yourself?
Looking for favors.
Okay.
And maybe you've heard about the prison industry trying to take away our milk business, which would take away a quarter of my business, which means I'd have to lay people off. And that would be kind of unfun.
Very good around here.
Wouldn't be good for the economy. So what I brought was a suggested letter. And on the very back are the addresses. And first off to the governor, and then maybe to Senator Dave Cox and someone in Rick Keene.
Because it's tough enough around here as it is,
Yes,
doing
it is.
business.
Yeah, we do not need
where
anything.
nobody cares about us.
That's for darn sure.
I've been places and I've tried to describe to people where I live, and I say, oh, Susanville, and say, isn't that a prison town? And it's like, yeah, we have a couple prisons.
There was a lot of conflict and controversy over whether to bring in the prison. People were pretty hesitant about it. And then when it came in, then things started to change.
At the mill, you could always depend. 12 o'clock noon, the whistle blew. 5 o'clock, the whistle blew. And you could always depend on the whistle blowing.
Doesn't blow anymore.
Now we don't get it, well, it's gone.
People are wanting to work, and that's all we want to do is give them a job. The prison was brought in here for the purpose of employment.
The prison hasn't really produced the economic results that were portrayed to the community. It's mostly created minimum wage jobs outside of the institution.
If you just go uptown and look through the town, it's mostly big business now. The Walmart's probably the biggest one, and the fast foods come in, and it put a lot of the little stores out of business. They call them the mom and pop stores.
Traditions will die in Susanville. So now you got to learn to readapt and do something different. Would be my opinion. I believe we could be the prison capital of the free world, sitting right here in Lassen County.
Well, we were on our way to Carson City, Nevada for a job painting aircraft. We had enough money to fill up the tank of gas. It's pretty hard to hear your kid screaming he's hungry, you know. So we pulled into Susanville, California, and I stole some bumblebee tuna, loaf of bread, macaroni and cheese, and got caught stealing. We both went to jail. Both of us went to jail. CPS took the kids, because there was no one to care for them. I got 16 months in prison. Come on, $28 worth of food for our kids, and take away mom and dad, put the kids in the foster home. That's 16 months of prison. Yeah, it's got to be a better way.
Okay. You gonna be living with your wife?
Yes.
How long you guys been together?
11 years.
Got any kids?
Yes.
Oh man, you put them people through it, didn't you? When them off to prison.
Yeah.
No car, right?
No, not yet.
Got a job lined up?
Not yet.
Got lined up to be arranged.
Yep.
Here we go. Conditions of parole. You participate in anti-narcotics testing as directed by a parole agent. You're not to operate a motor vehicle without his approval, okay? You're not to have control of police radio or police receiving device, such as cameras, understand?
Yep.
Any changes in your residence will be reported to your parole agent in advance. What that means is that you're still in custody at the lowest level of custody, and we want to know what bed you're sleeping in.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
And you inform your parole agent within 72 hours of any changes of your employer, the termination of employment, or location changes, okay? We're going to impose the no alcohol as well, okay? Can't use or possess it.
Oh.
I know you probably had some brews last night.
Right, yeah.
Okay, well, it wasn't a condition of parole last night.
Okay.
It will be today, okay? Number 3, you shall not own, use, have access to, or under your control any type of firearm or anything that's listed as a weapon in California. That's throwing stars, nunchucks, ornamental swords. You can't have it. You can't own it, use it, have access to it, or have it under your control, okay? Any knife with a blade longer than 2 inches in length. A lot of fellas have made the mistake, and I always take the time. I'd say this is a 2-inch knife. They were measuring from there to there. We measure all the way down to here.
Okay.
Okay, so this 1/4 inch, this 1/2 inch has sent a lot of guys to prison. Okay, so you can't have pocket knives as long as the blade is less than 2 inches in length, except kitchen knives must be kept in your residence. We want to find kitchen knives in the kitchen. We want to find them taped to the bathroom wall, in the vent, in the car, under the bed, tucked in place in your boot. We want to find kitchen knives in the kitchen, okay?
Right.
And your final condition of parole is you have to sign your conditions of parole. And if you refuse to do so, it's a 6-month return to custody. Want to sign your condition of parole?
Oh, yeah.
I thought you would. Right there, partner.
So do I come in on a monthly basis, or how does reporting work?
We want you to live your life responsibly. So you go out there and work. If I come around, that means I'll continue to come around. If we haven't seen each other face to face by the last Monday of any month, and you come down here and see me at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
I get around and see my people, so you'll be seeing me.
The training at the academy is real intense.
It's a total military setting, and a lot of the people that haven't been through the military don't really like it. You got to be on your toes up there out at the prison all the time.
Your life is at risk every day you go out there.
An inmate yells out, "Hey officer, get your ass over here and open this cell door." If you say, "Hey, you know what? I don't appreciate that. I didn't cuss you. Don't cuss me. I will take care of your needs. But get at me respectfully." You know what's going to happen? More often than not, that inmate's going to apologize. The way you handle that is going to speak volumes of who you are. Be fair, firm, consistent. Inmates hate switch-ups.
Right.
If you're a jerk, be a jerk all the time.
Exactly.
No, for real. If you are friendly, be that way all the time. If you lose your credibility, your effectiveness as a CO is greatly diminished.
So, if I may, when it comes to the way it is now, you're in charge of a bunch of people living in a very confined lifestyle, and you have to encourage them to communicate, but you have to have effective communication in leading them down that path.
When a person goes through the 16 weeks of the Basic Correctional Officer Academy, they go through a lot of changes.
Yeah, internal drama happens. But you're adults, yes?
Yes, sir.
And we encourage you to work it out amongst yourself.
I'm from Susanville. Growing up there, I didn't know anything about gangs. I learned my street smarts from the prison population. Coming from a small town to the prison. Oh, it's a definite change.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Well, yeah, I'm just sitting here. This is all Echo Company. We're all going to a bunch of different prisons. I know Matakovich, he's going up the high desert with me. A bunch of guys down here that are going to the new prison. Brewer, she's from Susanville.
The hardest part of the training, I think, for most people was the range portion. A lot of people hadn't shot, hadn't fired any kind of weapon before.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
If you can't handle somebody standing there telling you what to do and yelling at you and making you dress right and clean your room and all this, they don't want you. Which I can understand that. Yeah, I got here, 7 people went home. But that was because of failing a test. You know, for the last couple of weeks, that's basically what I've been doing, is just studying the test I missed, reading it every night and going over it. Decided to work out instead of eat, get warm lunch. You know, working in sawmill, you don't got to read. You know, you go 22 years without reading, then you have to start over again. It's tough. Renewed inmates into the housing units and trails. If you're working.
The relationship between the inmates, the COs, and the rest of the townspeople, I would call it pretty tense. Constant reminder of us versus them. Us versus the inmates, us versus the COs.
Probably there are like a lot of kids that have parents that are in the prison system, but we just don't hear about it, which is kind of weird when you think about it, because you would think that we would.
But I know that if my dad was in prison, I wouldn't tell anybody, so yeah, you know.
Woo-hoo! There has been a time or two that Laura has been friends with the inmates' kids at school, and there's been times when we've told her, well, you know, they can't come over to our home because we are peace officers and we work at the institution.
I'm not ashamed of my husband being in prison, but I don't want to be immediately judged either for that. You don't always know where people walked in life to lead them to that place where they might do something like this.
It's such a small town. It's only, 7,000 or 8,000 people, that word gets around. What happens in this town, and people will tell you about it, there's an economic boycott that's unofficial that happens. And one example is a restaurant called Michael's, and the people said it was the best food they'd seen here. Word got around, their inmate people, then it was empty, and they closed and they left.
No,
You're not going with Daddy.
You're not going with Daddy. You got to stay here with
You gotta
Mama.
stay with Mama's. Say bye, Jeremy. Bye,
Corey's just been all over his dad since he's been back. He's always got to be laying on him or sitting on him, or he was trying to take a shower today and he was screaming and pounding at the door.
Welcome to the terrible twos.
Typical small town Saturday, huh? No one's even out on the road. On Saturdays, Jeremy usually comes with me out here to work on the plane. Because he didn't have no school. It keeps him busy. And he likes to come out here and work with me. So he says anyway. Huh, Jeremy? That you do. There's a lot of pressure to try and keep money in the house. You know, I have to go hustle out some work. You know, whether it be out here at the airport or painting a car or something. And this is it. This is where I've been working. Now this is Cameron Farrell's plane. Cameron and his wife run Crossroads. You know, Jennifer had told him while I was in prison that that's what I did, was paint aircraft. So he needed his aircraft painted.
and I jumped on the chance. Okay? Sand them lines off there.
I know, but don't get too deep, remember?
Yep, don't get too deep. You're right.
It's rough having your dad in jail. I couldn't concentrate at school because I was worried about him, and I was getting F's and stuff like that.
The thing with Jeremy in prison, I think he has a little bit of anger towards, the whole cops and the whole system. I don't think he really understands, that I did something wrong. I did something wrong, but I did something wrong for the right reasons, I think.
Gonna help Mama shop? Yeah, help me shop. Rice runny and noodles and all this stuff is on sale. You like that kind? This for? Yeah. There we go. It's really hard. You have to watch what you buy. You have to watch how much it costs. And you have to really think ahead. You've got to kind of stick to your meal plan because you don't have really no room to deviate. Some juice, baby. And another mouth coming along. As soon as that one's ready to eat, it's going to be even 10 times harder. Huh? Uh-huh. You go look at noodles?
Jeremy.
Yeah?
Hey, we go for a plane ride? I think we're gonna go for a ride.
Yes!
Hey. Heck yeah, dude.
First airplane ride.
Yeah, Jeremy's first airplane ride.
Cool.
Down.
Yep, what's up, buddy?
There you go, kiddo. Flying pretty high now, huh?
This is so much fun!
See right there is our house.
Yep, right there!
I was hoping we'd see Mama on the porch.
Yeah! What's that?
That's the prison.
I can't believe the jail's that big! That's like a little city!
Hey, there's 4 of those here.
4?
Yep.
Well, they need to take down some of those jails.
I agree. That ain't no fun. Ain't no place to be, dude.
I know that for sure.
Come on in. Hi, how are you? I guess we're going to do some snackies for the kids. It's really hot. You
For me too.
Yeah, for you too.
And I can share with the kids.
Sure.
Was it harder for Dwayne than he thought it was going to be, or?
In the beginning, he was studying all the time. Yeah, and so, I mean, they were saying, I think you're just studying too much, Dwayne. You're just freaking yourself out.
Probably overthinking
He did.
questions on the tests.
Because he like the first one, they did 5 tests, and Dwayne flunked the 2 of them.
Right.
And he's just like freaking out. Gabe's not really stressed out about it as much as Dwayne is, though. Huh?
Oh, no, not at all.
Now with his military, I know that helped my ex-husband. Is that helping Gabe too?
Yeah. Yeah, because, it's not as bad.
Mm-hmm. See, my ex-husband worked out there for 9.5 years.
Yeah.
Before
you got divorced?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did he cheat on you, or with another guard?
Well, no, actually, she worked in the office.
Just someone that worked in the office.
Mm-hmm. It's just, that the divorce rate is,
Yeah.
I think Dwayne said 70%.
Yeah.
So we already know what that is like out there, what goes on. So, I'm not
swapping.
The wife swapping, it is a different life.
Yeah.
going to go see my biggest private customer, Susanville Supermarket. They are locally owned, locally operated. And so a lot of money does stay in Susanville, you know, because they're here. I brought you a present.
Okay.
I'm here to ask for your support, and hopefully you can write a letter, you know, representing the store to show how my loss of the prison industries business might adversely affect your business.
If it's not good for a local business guy, it's probably not good for the other local business guy.
Right now we're going to the Grand Cafe. The Grand Cafe is one of my customers. He's one of the oldest cafes in town. You know, I think you know what's going on. The prison industries is trying to take away a bunch of our local economy.
We don't need any more takeaways.
And I know that if you lose this milk business, you lose employees. If you lose employees, my service goes downhill.
So I think it's important to the community that we keep the employment local and get the prisons to purchase from us, since that's what they said they were going to do initially when they came here.
Prison Industries is a quasi-private enterprise that's run by the state of California with our tax dollars. And every study says they should take away the monopoly of PIA.
Now we're talking about the prisons instead of bringing jobs, we're going to take jobs.
Yep, we're stirring the pot some more. Our schools could use that.
Absolutely.
You know, our highways could use it.
Right.
And it's anti-small business, and it's just not a good thing.
Right.
So,
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going down to Sacramento for legislative day here pretty quick, and I thought I'd bring this issue to the legislators when I get down there.
I appreciate it.
All right.
More than I can tell you, man.
So we'll do whatever we can for you. All right?
Arnold, you're a good man.
You bet.
Here it is. Final project. Final thing. Yeah, it turned out real good. It turned out real nice. Cameron's real happy with it. You know, you can tell he's been flying it. Well, after I got done with this plane, you know, I needed a job. There's a guy over here that has a tree service, Dan's Tree Service. And I went over and I talked to him about a job. He said he'd hire me, and he hired me, and I started work that next Monday right after I got done with this. I was working out there for about 6 weeks. It was just brutal work for $8 an hour. I was going to stick it out, but you know, he told me that he doesn't have enough work, and I'm stuck. There's no opportunity here, nothing. No job, no money. But that plane looks good.
This is Nathan. Not a big talker yet. He gets a little coos out sometimes. We worry because, you know, it is an extra mouth to feed. And while he's little, it's okay, but pretty soon he's going to be growing fast, and he's going to be going through clothes and food. Huh? And then it'll probably be more of a financial strain, especially living in the little town where there's not too many job opportunities. So.
Hello? Oh, it was horrible. It was really horrible. The thing is, he knew the test. He knew it inside out. He just froze.
I choked. So that's nobody's fault but mine. I'm just one of those guys, you come take a test and I'm nervous. I start shaking. I can't eat breakfast before a test and all that. And it's just nerves.
I was just devastated when he called and said he had not passed. Matter of fact, I called Danette. She was the first phone call I made, and she's like, oh my God. 1,000 things go through your head. How's he going to handle it? Was he going to be okay? It's kind of scary, not knowing what's going to happen next. But yeah, you're only allowed to go through it twice, we've been told. If that doesn't pan out, I don't think we could take another one of these letdowns again, because it was really devastating to him and to I, so.
today's graduation day. We're all pretty excited about getting out of here and getting up to our institutions, starting work. Yeah, it was a bad deal with Dwayne. It's tough to see him go and have him not graduate with us. I mean, we were all kind of, pretty tore up about it.
I mean, you see a lot of people go home, but when it's one of your buddies that you're hanging out with, then it's different.
I don't think anybody's studied more than Dwayne. I mean, every now and then we'd all, go get pizza or something. He'd sit here and study.
I mean, he
just
studied
studied
3
all
or 4
the
hours
time.
every evening. He just let the stress get to him a little bit. Getting that close to the end, I think, added to it.
Pound! Pound the ground! Delta! How do we roll? Roll-by! Magi! Wista! Ooh! Ooh! Ooh!
I, dedicating myself before all present, to my chosen profession, law enforcement.
Academy Class 205. Up, Ted. Ho! Big miss.
Congratulations. Okay, there.
Cool. I'm pretty excited, really, about starting the new job. Well, yeah, I mean, kind of nervous about it too, but I'm sure it'll go good.
Mr. O'Kelly, we're going to start with you.
Well, to start off, I'd really like to thank you all for your past support. We need all the help we can get. We sold an awful lot of milk to that prison, and if we lost it, it'd be a huge blow to Morning Glory, and it'd be a pretty significant blow to the city of Susanville too. So, prison industries, they have all the cards. They don't really care. They're just trying to do what they have to do to expand their empires. And so, any help I can get from the city council, I'd absolutely appreciate it so much. Thank you.
We cannot lose any more employment in Lassen County. We are not against the prison systems. Well, we took them in when nobody else would. All we're asking for is meet us fairly, help us along, and try to hire locally.
I certainly support everything you said, Lino. It should just be a given to any community that has prisons that the jobs and the selling of goods and things will come from that community.
This community has accepted and supported the prison system in Lassen County. We need to hold them their feet to the fire.
Have a motion, a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
You to walk, Jeremy? All right.
Straight home after school? Okay. I love you.
See you later.
Oh, it's great. Well, now that my dad's back, I'm starting to get A's now. I'm doing better on my work, getting all my homework done.
Jeremy doesn't know anything right now. He doesn't even know that his dad lost his job. He doesn't know.
This is my shop.
He's already grown up enough in the past couple of years. He doesn't need to be in on this.
We play lots of sports, but most of the time he's working, so we can pay off the bills now.
So last month he lost his job. We couldn't pay our rent, and I tried to talk to the landlord about making payment arrangements on my rent and stuff, and she doesn't want to deal with me, and she's was very rude and told me that I have 5 days to pack up and move.
If we're not able to pay our rent and we're homeless, then I'm not going to get off parole. I'm not going to get off parole. There's no way.
It's just frustrating when you're trying everything that you can and you're getting everything that you got, and is still not making things meet, and it's still not good enough for anybody. This is hard.
I mean, how much more can you try? You know what I mean? What more can you do? You know? I mean, what can you do?
All right, I'm gonna go down there to Crossroads right now and go to a meeting and see what's going on. I'll let you know as soon as I know what's going on. Love you too.
Corey, stay close. Well, I'm looking through the paper to see if there's any jobs. They got more yard sales than they do jobs. First job on the list, pine cone collector. Needed, paid by the piece. Massage therapist, social worker, housekeeper. There ain't no jobs here for me. Dude, this is the hardest time I've ever had in my life. Okay? Know that. You're not worthless. You know you feel as a man. You can't take care of your kids. This is harder than being on the inside. Come on. Put the stick out. Oh, this is gonna be a hike, dude.
I couldn't find my tie this morning. Kind of freaking out. Yeah, we have these clip-on ties that we wear in case, for safety reasons. You know, something so you get into a scuffle with inmates, something that just pulls right off. Can't grab a hold of you.
Good morning and welcome to High Desert State Prison. Good morning. New employee orientation. What we're going to do today is you have High Desert staff here and they're going to introduce themselves because we're going to be working closely with each other for a while.
My name is Officer Berker. I've been doing this about 13 years. I've been jumped over 19 times, okay, with one or more than one inmate. I've been stabbed twice. I've been injured, seriously injured, a number of times. It's a reality. If you think for 1 minute that these guys won't jump you or jump a female and straight rock you, you're wrong. And if you think you're bad, it only takes somebody this big to stick something in your neck. Okay, you got your eye on your partners. Very important. Be ready to be on the yard. Take it serious. Don't go walking out to that yard thinking you're all that, because there isn't anybody in here that is all that. Make no mistake, these guys are doing double life and a level 4. They'll come after you. Realistically, they're going to play you guys. You're new. They're going to see you're new. I don't care how good you are, they're going to see it. So I'm going to make sure you're real good with that baton. Okay? If I'm a little hard on you in the training, be thankful. Okay? Any questions? Let's go.
Hi, Jennifer. How you doing, babe? It's all gonna work out. I just wanted to let you know I talked to, or Andrea called the place, and they'll take the $400. So I'll give you the $400 now. And no, she didn't say anything about, you know, I mean, this will stop the 5-day or quit. Okay? Okay. All right, so thank you. Also, Cameron can put Lonnie to work this weekend, so you can get the rest of it paid too.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome, honey. I forgot to tell you that part. That was a good part, huh?
So the whole thing is good.
Yeah, I know. Mm-hmm. It gets very stressful when you think you're not going to have a place to live, doesn't it?
It does. I sent Jeremy away last night to go stay at his friend's because I was crying all night.
So you will take this to Vicki, and she said that they would accept that. So, and you can also tell her that you're you'll be getting more this weekend.
Thank you, Sharon.
You're welcome.
Well, I do it all you guys. I love you, Jennifer.
It just takes time, honey. You're doing so well.
That's what I was like. I've lived there for over a year and I always have my rent paid.
Really proud of you. You're doing great. That's why we are willing to help with this.
Thank you, Sherry.
You're welcome. Well, I know that Jennifer is upset right now because they've gotten the eviction notice, but I think there's other issues right now. It looks like that the real estate is requiring that Lonnie be put on the lease, and that hasn't been done. I'm not sure as to why he wasn't put on the lease. I can understand her hesitation because she was probably afraid that they wouldn't like the idea that he was just getting out of prison.
I mean, it's a pretty town. Pretty town for cops and convicts. I mean, I have skills. It's not like I'm uneducated, I can't read or write, you know? Dude, I have job skills. I have good job skills. And I'm ready to work. You know, everybody's looking to me for all the answers, Holmes, and I ain't got the answers, dude. I just don't have the answers.
Again, I just want to say that I'm sorry about that. All right. So what is your plan going to be to catch up? Probably by next week. I will have the other 400 to catch up. And then on the 1st, right, for this month. And then on the 1st, I will have the rent for July.
Okay, all right. And then what I need you to do, I need you to try and pay the rent on time. And nobody moves in. Nobody can come and stay with you. And, you know, unless they actually apply and they are working employed people, you cannot have people come live with you.
Okay.
That is against the rules. Okay.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you, Vicki.
Thank you.
Oh, you got a smile on your face. You got to take care of it?
Half smile. Yeah. She took the 400.
Uh-huh.
And Cameron is going to be in town. Sherry said Cameron's going to be back Friday. So probably Thursday night or something. Give you a call, and he's got work for you this weekend to pay the other part of the rent.
Yeah.
So there's at least that.
At least? What do you mean at least? That's awesome, dude. Well, right on.
I was like, I'm still like they could just come and say no, but.
Oh, good. Now we can relax, dude.
Going back to the academy the second time was a lot easier, but I've been here a month and a half now, and you know, I don't know nothing. It's just one of those things that's going to take time. So yeah, I miss the mill, working there, but it's, you know, time to go on because it's done with. It's day to day what to expect. If you're scared, you better just better go back and look for another job, because this ain't for you. Pretty much, you're locked up. No matter where you go out there, pretty much, you're behind a closed gate.
C-section!
And You're not opening it up yourself, so you can't leave when you want. No, I don't know how it is going to prison, but I know working out there, it's just, so you're pretty much locked up too, but you're not locked up in a little bitty cell.
Yeah, the car's here. Let me get... Well, let's go read this to him. Hey, Lonnie, how you doing?
Pretty good, Marvin. How you doing?
Staying out of trouble?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you step into the cone of silence and we'll go over this. How's that?
Okay.
All right. You know that it's discharge review time. I got your test. It was negative.
Okay.
And I've reviewed the whole shooting match and set it up there and said some positive things about you, and I noted the one failure.
Okay.
And I recommend that you be discharged from parole supervision. I signed off on it, and here's the decision. The boss says that he intends to discharge you by operation of law, 7/30/05.
All right.
So the things that concern me in the future are that once you're off parole, that you continue to work, continue to take care of your family, and those things that are important to us.
Right.
We need to take care of them. You've already said you got some plans on exploring some job opportunities out of here.
Oh yeah. Well, American Warbirds in Carson City, you know, they have a whole full maintenance shop and a paint shop. That's just Carson City. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, they both got a couple paint shops. So we're gonna be either moving north or moving east.
One or the other, huh?
Yeah, one or the other. I'm gonna do the American Warbirds first, do the World War II aircraft. That's what I'd love to do anyway.
Is that the best place for your family?
Carson City? I'm not sure.
You make decisions. You make decisions based upon your family. There's just three things that are important to us:
Right.
God, country, and family, and we conduct ourselves accordingly.
Right.
Then some people think the only thing that's really important is, like sex and beer. But that's not true.
That's right.
So I just want to come by. Anyway, you're still going to be on parole for another month. You can still screw this up. You can still be retained on parole.
Okay.
On 7/31 at 12:01, you're free to go where you want to go.
Okay.
All right?
All right, Marvin.
Good luck. Give my regards to your bride.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, Marvin. I'm coming in here for third watch, working 2 to 10, coming off back-to-back doubles. Went home, got a couple hours sleep, back here today, and I had done 2 of those in a row.
When you're out here on the yard, you have to watch the movement and the interaction of the people on the yard. If a group of, let's say, whites or some all of a sudden goes into the black area, there may be something going on there. 'Cause after you've been here for a while, you'll see the normalcy of the yard and the movement, and it's always the same every day. It's the same guys will jog, and the same guys will play handball, and they all do their things. It's when they don't do it that there's usually something wrong going on. So these are just the things that you look for out here.
Yeah, I never noticed they all walk in twos like that.
Yeah, they do it because there's safety in numbers, you know. Just like the inmates are in twos, we go in twos because we have to protect each other. We're in the middle of this just like they are.
some of the little duties we get to do. Oops. So they look nice when they go to work. So it hasn't really changed our lives yet. I mean, you know, we're just kind of getting started, and, you know, the money's just now coming in, and hello? Yeah? What's going on out there? You're getting held over tonight? Till 10? All right, bye. That's the first time he's ever called me from work. So I won't hear from him again until tonight, unless something happens. So, definitely got me a little stressed out.
Corey, come here. Yay!
Oh, this is being out. This is fantastic. It's all those little things you take for granted out here. Those are the things that are priceless.
Remember I showed you how to skip these rocks, Jeremy?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Woo! You know, they say that after a man gets out of prison, only 10% of families after 2 years stay together. But we did it. Yep, and we're ready to go. We did it.
Yep, I'm ready.
Say bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
We won a minor battle, a skirmish maybe, but the war goes on. Hopefully we'll continue to do business as usual.
It's different being out there. You know, I mean, you never really know what it's like. You know, you got all these pictures of what prison's like and this and that. It ain't nothing like the movies. Going out there is, you know, I'm just going to work.
It takes a lot longer to get used to that job, though, than any other job that I've ever done.
Yeah.